Hi all, this is May and welcome back to my channel for a brand new speed build. So today I am making a small stilted home in Sulani as part of the second version of my save file. And I've decided to add Sulani into the bunch of worlds I will be renovating next. The others are Brindleton Bay and Windenburg, which both do have quite a lot of lots as well, so I feel like I'm getting a lot of the bigger worlds out of my way for the first versions of the save. Just thinking about renovating San Myshuno as well and all the apartments give me a bit of panic because that world has a lot of lots as well. But I will have to worry about that another time because today we are focusing on Sulani. So as some of you may know, the first version of my save file was just recently released. And at the time of me doing this voiceover, it is currently in early access over on my Patreon page and will be public for everyone to download on the 14th of September 2025 for anyone watching in the future. There's already been a lot of downloads, so thank you all so much for all the love, support, and comments I have received on the Patreon page, and not to mention on the overview and tour video I did of the save file here on YouTube as well. I haven't been able to reply to everyone, but just know that I read every single one of your comments and it really warms my heart. I have to be honest, I was a bit anxious around the time of posting the save file because it is something that I have worked on for such a long time, but yeah, now the realization of it being out and people can actually play in it has kind of settled in, I think. And it's really motivated me to get started on the next version. I have been in such a Sulani mood lately and I couldn't resist not starting on it. I have to say Sulani is one of my favorite worlds to build in with, you know, the tropical vibes, lots of water, the waterfront lots as well. It is just really beautiful. And also, if that sounds like it's right up your alley and you don't already have the pack, then make sure to use my creator code HoneyMay in the EA app at checkout when purchasing it. It is not a discount code, unfortunately, but you do support me at no extra cost. So thank you if you use my code for either the Island Living pack or any other pack for that matter. So I've started making a lot of new sims for Sulani and the two other worlds. So at the moment, I'm just slowly but surely piecing everything together with storylines and everything, because I do have a lot of notes of like ideas, both for residentials, community lots, household, and their lore. And I think I have pretty much covered all the lots so far. Like I know what's gonna be on what lot. So I can get started on doing the sims and the actual builds. And I do have to say I have been planning for a while already, so luckily it didn't take me too long to get started on it now after the release of the first version. And the sim who is going to be living in today's build, I did get an idea from the Enchanted by Nature pack, because with that pack you can do apothecary and make little elixirs and things like that. And you also get the new trait mystical, which basically means you have a strong connection with both the natural and the spiritual world, which I really like the sound of for someone living in Sulani, because in island living you have, for example, these island spirits as a lot trait or something like that, I believe. So I feel like the locals are very much in touch with like spiritual things or like the spiritual sense of the world. So I did decide to make Mecha Havili. He is an adult sim with some graying long hair in a bun. He is a Sulani native, and I'll of course show you a photo of him on the screen so you can get a sense of what he looks like. He is going to be in the apothecary career. That's also coming with the Enchanted by Nature pack, and I think the locals would come to him for cures, for ailments, so he's kind of like Sulani's natural or alternative doctor, if you will. But Mecha is also a loner, so that's why I thought this lot by the volcano would be perfect for him, because it is a bit secluded, you know. So I guess he's a bit of a hermit. He doesn't have a lot of relationships or too many people hanging out at his place other than like coming over for work. But he does have a daughter, Kalani Appa, so I actually made Kalani's home a while back actually for the save file. So I have already I had already started on Sulani when working on the first version. So you have Kalani, her family, and home already in your save if you have downloaded it. But I thought it would be interesting to extend her family. So I decided to make her dad. And there aren't too many lots in Sulani to kind of have too many residentials since I want community lots as well. So yeah, I wanted to create some family connections across households here as well, like I've done in the base game worlds. And I don't think Mecha necessarily have too much contact with his daughter. Their relationship is a bit strained. He's not really been present in his daughter's life for a while. And I think that's especially like, it became a thing after Kalani's mom passed away. So that's maybe why Mecha kind of started isolating himself more. I think the loss really was hard on him, and I think he wasn't able to connect with his wife's ghost either. Like her spirit wasn't very present, so it was probably even worse for him. So I feel like his wife has already kind of passed on to the other side, if you will, so she's not around as a ghost. But there is another spirit on the island though who is very strongly present, living with one of the other households. It is the mom of that family. I haven't talked about them yet, obviously, because this is the first speed build of the second save file. But this family and their house and storyline I will get back to in another video, of course. But Mecha's gotten in contact with her. Her name's Aina Kea. And I think maybe she reminds Mecha of his late wife in some ways. And even if Aina Kea is a ghost, it is The Sims, anything can happen. So they do have a tiny romance going on. So maybe they find comfort in each other, and maybe it makes Aina Kea feel more alive in a way, which is kind of ironic, of course. But I do like this storyline for them, and I really like Mecha's role on the island because it feels kind of realistic in a way. And I do love how his house turned out, the one we are currently working on, of course. I think I've only built on this lot once before, so I did kind of struggle a bit coming up with what kind of vibe or architecture style I wanted to go for at first here, but I ended up with this sort of stilted home that's built for a place like Sulani where maybe floods can happen, for example. So there is this entire open space beneath the actual house that I've mostly used for storage and other small amenities, like there is a dining table, a small old TV that is from Eco Lifestyle, I do believe. There is a washing machine and just this little like seating area with some couches. And I think it turned out quite cozy. But I'm not 100% sure if that's what you would actually find there realistically in real life. But yeah, that's what I came up with. And I tried to look for some inspiration photos, so I hope it's not totally off. But yeah, I'll get back to the actual upstairs in a moment. Because before that, I want to talk about the workspace that is just like outside as a separate space. So I made this space that's divided. So one area is for gardening. So I put in lots of these like island appropriate plants such as coconut trees, pineapples, taro, and kava. So I did find a room with those on the gallery. I usually do that when I want to add stuff to the garden. So usually I use the hashtag search and filter by room and most popular, and I always find some good stuff. So there's a little tip for you all if you ever want to add stuff to your garden patches. But I haven't filled up all the available spaces on those patches, so if you would like to add in some of your own stuff, then you can do that, of course. And there are also some empty planters just outside of that shed. And then there's a covered area where you have all your apothecary things, some small plants from the Enchanted by Nature pack. And I thought it would be fun to add this recycling machine from Eco Lifestyle. So maybe if Mecha's out walking and he sees litter of some sort, he would totally bring it back home to recycle it. I feel like he's that kind of guy, you know. He likes the island to be clean and litter free. And yeah, otherwise I didn't want there to be too many things scattered around, so it's quite airy and your Sims shouldn't have any problems getting around. The only room that I'm a bit curious about is the bedroom, since it's on the smaller side, but I'll of course playtest that before I upload this build to the gallery. I do think the upstairs turned out pretty nice as well. I used a lot of this more reddish wood tone that I never really used, but I thought it fit really well for this type of home. So when you enter, you actually have the wardrobe space there in the entryway. Like I said, the bedroom isn't the biggest, so I thought why not just add one of these wardrobes here instead. And then you'll have a bathroom with this kind of like rustic bathtub and sink, and I often forget to use the squat toilet, but I thought it could be fitting here. And on the other side, you will find the kitchen. It did turn out quite spacious, I have to say. There are lots of counter and cabinet space. I've used these for rent counters in this also reddish orange kind of wood tone as well. And I quite like the darker gray countertops that has this kind of blue tone to it. But yeah, I like those. And just to add some variety, I thought it would be interesting to add some open shelves above the window. So I just added in some clutter pieces such as plates and I think some jars of chili, actually, that you can get from the Dine Out pack. And talking about the Dine Out pack, there is also a restaurant in Sulani that I did a while back. That's also included in the first version. I quite like that one as well. It's on one of the waterfront lots. And well, I think it's actually a bit difficult sometimes to work with the waterfront lots because of the limited land space. Like sometimes I would want more land to work with and not just water. But yeah, we got the small family house that Meka's daughter Kalani lives in, and then the restaurant basically just across the street. So those two are done, which means I have 12 lots left to work on in Sulani, which is nothing compared to the 27 lots in Windenburg. Some other things I would love to add in the future though is some sort of hotel or resort, maybe on one of the bigger water lots. So maybe there are these separate huts or something that you could rent. There isn't a hotel feature in the game, but I was thinking of making it into a small business venue that maybe one of the richer families in Sulani could own, because I have already finished up a house for a wealthier family in Sulani actually, so I was thinking they could own and run this hotel. You can actually choose to have activities such as sleeping, eating, swimming, and so on, and in that case you could technically have some sort of functioning hotel if you have the ticket kiosk as well, and maybe an hourly fee. It's more about what you make out of it, I guess. You can get kind of creative with it, which is why I really do like the businesses and hobbies pack. I know that it got some heat around like the time it was announced as the pack, but I do have to say I love the build and buy in that pack, plus the ability of owning a small business venue. I just wish you could sell more different stuff without the restriction of the shelves. And this whole hotel talk brings me over to this leak that I saw the other day of an expansion pack revolving around adventures and vacations, which actually does sound like something I would love to have. Of course, since this is a leak, we don't know all the details yet. It has not been announced or anything, so it's not guaranteed that we will actually get hotels. But it did say something about being able to create vacations beyond what outdoor retreat and jungle adventure can do. So being able to create custom venues that your Sims can engage with on their vacation. And I love that it said that there would be a focus on family vacations, as the other packs have more adult-centric gameplay, I would say. And if you have been to my channel before, then you probably know that I love family gameplay in The Sims 4, and I love all extra additions to that. So if that is the case, that we will get some sort of vacation pack, then I would love to incorporate that into Sulani and that resort or hotel idea that I just mentioned. So I guess we can only wait and see what's coming, but I do know that hotels have been mentioned a lot by the community of what we would love to see in the future, and I'm excited to know more about that supposed expansion pack. And going back to Sulani, there is another thing that I need to make, and that is a new beach lot. There are originally 2 beach lots in the default save file, and I think I'll only make one for my own save and then make more out of it, you know, like maybe have a bar or a surf shop, something like that. Something fun, definitely. I originally had an idea of doing a beach wedding lot as well, but I don't think I have enough lots left for that. I'm also wondering about doing that for Tartosa in the future, But yeah, I don't think I will be able to add that Sulani, unfortunately, unless I can think of an interesting way of incorporating it into another community lot, which could happen, who knows. But other than that, I'm just finishing up the build here and we'll soon head into the screenshots. So that's basically it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more content in the future. If you want to be notified of when I upload a video next, make sure to click the bell icon too. This build is playtested and up on my gallery. My ID is honeymaysims, or you can find me with the hashtag honeymaysims as well. You can also grab the tree files in the description. Big shout out to my Patreon supporters and my YouTube members. I appreciate you so much. So thank you all so much for hanging out with me today, and I can't wait to talk to you all in the next video. Until then, take care. Bye!